Sorry, I've been picking off cat hair. It's probably, you can see this in the fucking viewfinder out here. Like, Leo has been shedding. I'm sorry.
That's really the scariest thing this Halloween is the amount of cat hair in this studio right now.
Yeah, he's been loving the studio. And I haven't had a chance to clean it because it's my first day off since last week. So,
Working, girl.
it is what it is. It is. There's like priority sometimes.
Yeah,
And remembering to vacuum today was not on the priority list.
I feel that. I killed a bug in my apartment today.
Lord, she's going to call the bug people.
It was like a little like beetle thing. So I was like, I knew it was just because it got freezing cold outside. It was like, let me in.
The bugs this year have been bad.
Yeah. My office has been crazy. Like, it's essentially like a fucking like terrarium in that bitch, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know what's scarier, bugs for you or horror dating stories. I'm not sure.
You know what? I feel like they're one and the same.
Yeah. At this point, some of the things that we're about to tell you guys,
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. Have sex with a Scorpio.
I could glute bridge your dad.
I'm naked. Hold on. We will be flicking the beans to that.
But she's tatted and I take meth. Is somebody in your house right now?
But you know what? Fuck your ass.
Yeah, I had sex last night.
You can make your own money. You can literally have your own job of your dreams. You can own your own house. You can own your own car. You can pay all your fucking own bills. So what is that man? That man is sex and a best friend, and that's it.
I heard nothing but the truth.
We do this every year, our little horror dating story episode, and you guys love it. And honestly, I love reading them.
I love it because it reminds me every single year why I'm A, happy I'm single, and B, happy I'm not dating right now.
It's just, I feel like out here it is, people are doing crazy things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the way that dating is these days is like, it's not serious, especially with like the younger generations. Like dating is so not serious.
Right.
And it's just
It's almost like the nonchalant competition. Like, who can be
Yes.
chiller about wanting the relationship?
Exactly. So I think it's just like, no, like everyone's just like not giving a fuck out here.
No fucks.
Everyone is just,
Well, and everybody has that I'm the center of the universe disorder.
Yeah.
And like, which rightfully so, like your life should be about you. But I feel like when that transcends into the dating world,
it doesn't.
it doesn't work well.
No. And I don't know. I really just think that it's, people are just dating around, which is fine. It's completely fine. But because it's like that whole like nonchalant, like I don't really care. So like I have like 4 different people on my line, and like we're doing
Right.
the craziest dates, going on doing the craziest things. People also men have the audacity. So like
Yeah.
they're also just saying and wilding out because they don't give a fuck.
Right, because we've raised the bar so high. Why even try anymore?
But like, it's not even about the trying. It's just
Yeah.
like, but I feel like dates these days are just like,
yeah,
either there's no effort or it's like
love bombing,
weird,
city.
crazy,
Yeah.
like adventure. Then you never see that person again.
Right?
Like it's one or the
100%.
other.
Yeah.
So let's get into it because we got a couple different stories for you guys.
Yeah, so these are all listener write-ins. Like Helen said, we do this every year, and so these are your stories, and we're telling them. I don't think either one of us have really read any of them.
I didn't read any of them. So
Yeah, I
I'm
haven't
sorry
either.
that I didn't respond to any of you guys on Instagram. Trust me, I got them. But I also knew if I opened them, I'd lose them in like the sea of DMs.
Yeah.
So like I just didn't open them. I was like, then it's also a surprise for both of us.
Yeah.
But anywho, so we're going to start with this like sweet and simple little one.
Okay.
A guy told me I could get the bump in my nose taken care of with my first paycheck, like her first paycheck. What the fuck does it even mean?
I think he was just saying like, hey, with your first paycheck, like you should get a nose job. You know what I mean? Like he's like, not that you asked, but like maybe fix that schnoz of yours with that first paycheck. That's what I would do the money with.
See, like that's fucked.
Yeah, no. That's almost as bad as like when I had that guy tell me that I wasn't that fat on a
That's
date.
like, as soon as someone tells me that, like we're out. Like, what do you think? You're funny?
And like the context of that, I'm sure she like maybe made like a little joke about her nose, but I'm sure it wasn't like a, oh, I fucking hate my nose and I want to get a nose job.
No.
And I bet it was like a, I don't know, like I'm super self-degrading, so like I feel like it was probably something like that, like, oh, my nose is like, you know, getting in the way again or something stupid. And he was probably like, yeah, you could probably get that fixed after you get your first paycheck. Which also, are men stupid? Do they think a nose job is like a couple?
Also,
Like, that's expensive. It's not just like it's not a one paycheck type of thing.
also, it's just rude.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
rude.
It's just rude. Like, no. The
Yeah.
chance, I mean, I just am never going to talk to you again.
No.
If you're going to make a comment like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ever have a guy hit his vape multiple times while having sex? Like, what the fuck is that? The way that people
No,
vape,
that's crazy. No,
No.
that's like actually insane.
that's actually disrespectful. But also,
What do you even? What? How are you so out of it that you're like thinking? Like, my thing when you're having sex, it's kind of like very narrow focus, right? It's like I'm thinking about sex.
right?
I'm not thinking really about the consequences most of the time. You know, that's kind of the
Yeah,
bad part. That's kind
yeah.
of like the symptom everybody falls into while having sex is like you don't think about the after.
Yeah.
A lot of it. So the fact you're like you're so out of the moment that you're thinking about hitting your vape because you're so addicted to nicotine is crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But also, I feel like people who be smoking vapes are wild anyway. Like, they are fiends for their fucking vape.
Dude, one of my coworkers on Friday, this was crazy. I've never seen this ever in a professional setting in my entire life until I worked for my company. And my company is very chill. Like, they are very, you know what, like, as long as you do your work, good for you. And we're happy and whatever. But one of my coworkers on Friday was vaping the entire day and just like blowing it into the office. Like, he would hit his vape and just like blow it out.
Oh my
and,
God, wait.
like, kept coding. And I
No.
was like, what are you doing?
No, the other day, one of my coworkers did the same thing. She like hit her vape and she blew it out and it was like right into my face. And I said, I actually hate when you do that. Like, first of all, why are you blowing your fucking vape smoke in my
Also,
face?
like, okay, here's my whole take on the vaping. And like, this is coming from somebody who, you know, has had some substance abuse problems in my time. You gotta quit it. It's stupid. You look dumb. You're gonna get throat cancer. You're gonna get lung cancer. Your gums are gonna rot out. Not trying to be your mom or freak you out, but it's just tacky too. Like, you look cheap. You look
Well,
not
I just think, like,
sophisticated.
it's whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck if you want to vape. I'm not your mom. But
There's no etiquette the way that there
The-
is with cigarettes.
that's
though.
what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
at least
it's-
with a cigarette,
it's
you have to
done
go outside.
everywhere. Like, it's done everywhere. It's done in people's faces. Like,
Yeah.
having to always have it in your hand, like the fiending for
Well,
it. is
that's what I'm
crazy.
saying, like-
that's like the part where it's like over the top. And
Yeah.
it's like the constant. Like, I think it's actually worse than cigarettes because like those, at least with cigarettes, it's like the inconvenience of like having to legitimately stop what you're doing.
100%.
Go outside. Like, you only have so many in the pack, right?
Mhm.
Like, but then people at my job, like, because almost every person vapes there, and like, it's like the fight for who can like charge their vape the longest because it's dying, and like
That's
the
what I'm saying.
constant
It's
chain
tacky.
smoking
It's
of it.
such a
like,
tacky addiction. Like, it's so cheesy. It's so corny. It's so like. Also, it just like screams like immature.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. If you're gonna have an addiction to nicotine, don't be a bitch and just smoke a fucking cigarette at this point. Like, I will say cigarettes are absolutely disgusting. I've never smoked one in my life and they smell like shit. But
I like.
you
I like a
look
fresh
stupid. You look stupid
Yeah,
when you're vaping in public and like blowing it in people's faces, or like, I don't know, but like in work was crazy because I'm like sitting at my desk and I'm like looking around like, is this normal?
Yeah,
like,
but
is
nobody-
this what we're doing?
but nobody cares.
I
also,
know,
he
but
does-
like,
the thing about it, I think the thing about vaping too is like they don't even realize how much they're doing it.
yeah, it was literally like every like 2 minutes.
No, they have no idea. 'Cause
It was
it's
crazy.
a mindless thing.
Yeah.
Because that's like when my aunt, like when she quit smoking, she like, it was like that like addiction of up and down. But anyway, crazy
Yeah.
to do it during sex. Fucking wild. And to not just do it like one time, but to do it multiple times.
I
during
would be
sex.
offended.
Yeah, I'd
like
be
as the
offended
other
too.
person, I'm like,
I'd be
are you
like-
not paying attention?
No, because also I'd be like, I'm just not in the mood anymore. Like, I'm done. I'm out.
yeah,
Bye.
because it's such a turn off. Like, and then where are you blowing it? You're like,
Yeah.
so
like in my vagina. Like, where are you
so
blowing
ick.
it?
Probably like turning their head and blowing it, and then I'm just like, ugh.
I don't want to kiss you because vape breath is disgusting.
Yeah,
It's like, it smells.
yeah,
Ugh. I love a lot of my coworkers, but their breath be stinking.
yeah.
Their
It gives you
vapes.
halitosis like crazy because it's rotting your mouth.
Okay, next one. I was talking to a girl, had her over for a party. Turns out she just wanted to get with my roommate. That sucks. Tables all the time.
That is tough. Have you ever been the person like who is the one not chosen? You know what I mean? When you think that you're
Yeah.
vibing with the guy and then like they're like, "Oh, what's your friend's name?" And you're like, oh, "Fuck."
Yeah, but definitely like never to a point where like I'm inviting them to a party
Yeah.
or like I'm inviting them over or like whatever. It's like normally like a bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's like,
Like you think you're vibing and then he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, your friend's really cute." And you're like, "Oh."
and it's not even about like the friend. It's like, or like some, like a girl next to you or whatever.
Yeah.
Like whatever. But like at a bar in like a 1 hour increment of knowing you, I'm not offended really.
No.
But
no.
like if I was like invited her, because I mean, this is
Yeah.
a girl saying about a girl. It's like if I invited her over to a party,
Mm-hmm.
like to hang out with me,
Yeah.
then I'd be so offended.
Yeah, no, I would be so offended too. But I've done that. Like,
I
'cause-
haven't done that to a man.
well, it was like one of my guy friends who had like a giant crush on me, but I never had a crush on him. And then I had sex with his best friend.
Eh.
Yeah.
But like you weren't.
If anything, that's on the friend.
Yeah, no. But you also weren't inviting that man over to like hook up, hang out,
No,
on
no, 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 no.
relations. Like you already friend zoned him.
Yeah.
So, like-
a million
So
times
like
over.
same but different
Yeah.
because it just hurt his feelings. But like who cares?
Yeah.
Next one. This is like a 3 little parter, so don't mind me as I move around the screen.
Okay.
I dated a guy for 2 years who I found out was lying about everything from his job, that he graduated college. Crazy. That's why you gotta lie about that. And the stories about college that he never attended, his family, literally everything.
So when I listen to true crime, like podcasts or shit, that's like a very common theme with like the person. It's like they're just like a pathological liar. My thing is, what, like, I guess it's because they're just a psychopath weirdo, but like what would like make you want to do that? Because my thing about me is like I have like word vomit truth serum where like I tell everybody way too much of my own business, so I would not be able to like keep straight all of these like made up things
But
that like like your college is crazy.
that's what I'm saying. To lie about college and the stories of it, crazy.
But that's my okay, but this goes back to like meeting people in dating in general. You are literally just getting romantic with complete strangers that you don't know anything about. So literally they could tell you anything.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like hypothetically, like I could go on a date with a guy right now and be like, "Yeah, I got my neuroscience degree from like Yale."
There's something kind of fun about lying though.
You know? But like to then be like, "Yeah, and me and my buddy in college
Okay.
were in the same sorority and we did this," and it was just like all made up, telling you stories about nights out. Like they said, like
So okay, but
that's
okay.
so crazy.
So one of my like really good friends, when he goes on dates, sometimes like if he knows he's not gonna like be with this person again, or it's just like a one night thing and like whatever, he'll lie about like shit he's done and whatever. He's like, honestly, because it's like a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun. But to have a 2-year relationship
No,
with
that's
this
what I'm
person
saying.
and lie is like
yeah,
a whole other ball game.
right.
Like, I mean, it might be cute for like a one night little like sexy like pretending we don't know who each other is and like lying about life, but like
Right.
to like have full on fake college party stories, like
No,
I
that's like
I don't have time to make that up.
no, and that's what I'm saying. Like that is like psychopath.
Yeah.
Like behavior. Because also, why are you like? What is your real life like so bad that you couldn't tell somebody? You know what I mean? Like, why did you have to make up this fake
Or
life?
maybe it's not bad at all. It's just boring. Like maybe his life
yeah.
isn't like he's maybe
He thought that you would want this version of him.
yeah, like maybe he was like
Which she did. Like, I mean, to be fair, like she fell in love with that version of him. Clearly they dated 2 years, but like he would never know if he would have just like been himself. She could have easily fallen in love with that version of him too.
right, like but he might have thought like maybe he was less than or like not worthy enough because like he didn't go to college or
Yeah.
like whatever. I mean maybe he went to community college, but he said he went to like the biggest state school and like I don't know, you never know.
Yeah.
But like also that's insane because like wouldn't you have pictures of you like at that college or like a college diploma?
That's
Or,
what I'm
like-
saying. Like there, I feel like it's so, especially with Google, like you can literally Google anything. Like you could find out very fast if that guy went to college or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like this isn't like 1975 where it's like they don't have like digital records of shit. Like I could type into Google right now and find like something associated with my name with my university from like graduation, like whatever. So like, I don't know. That's so crazy to be so bold to be like, yeah, I went to this school and blah, blah, blah.
I mean,
Knowing there's no record.
I mean, I do have a friend who never actually, he went to this college, did all of the credits except for like 3 classes, didn't actually graduate from the school, should have at that year, got a job based off the fact that he graduated from that university.
Right.
And never did.
Yeah.
But like also not necessarily fully stupid, because like once you kind of start getting into like your professional career, like what you did in college isn't like as important, like
right.
a couple years down the road, but like also kind of like dumb, because like why would you go through all of that to like not finish?
Oh, also it's like kind of risky to just like say that you did, and then like what if you go get a job somewhere else and they're like, hey, we need you to transfer your like records or something.
Right, just because like you never know what a job's gonna ask for.
Well, because like even my older brother, he's like doing his executive MBA right now, and like even for like that, like going to grad school and like having like his company pay for his education, like he had to show proof of like all of his old stuff. So you know what I mean?
Right, that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like that's so ballsy.
Like to
but
just be like, yeah, and now it's like that point in your life where it's like it's too late. You could never just go back and do like the 3
finish
hours.
Those credits.
Yeah, they would make you go do like 16 credit hours or some bullshit to like make up for it or something.
That's insane. But yeah, to be, and like honestly, as her to like be with someone for 2 years and they lied about everything, I would feel so like I don't even know this person.
Well, but nothing would feel real.
Yeah, it would feel so like out of body.
Also, that's such like a fucked up thing to do to somebody, because now she is going to have trust issues for the rest of her fucking life.
Yeah.
Like she's never going to believe anything that anybody tells her, like regardless romantic or not.
Yeah.
Because like the person that she thought was the closest to her in the world lied about everything.
Right. And also I feel like you're not even like coming into like having trust, because I feel like you can have trust in like certain areas but not in others, right? But I feel like you're gonna be like looking for proof for everything, and I'm not gonna lie, like I'm that person.
Yeah,
like, I'm looking for proof of everything, because like
almost like it's like the
because
opposite.
I dated somebody who like did lie and like was a crazy fucking person and like whatever, like whole other like he was just not well in the right state of mind when I was with him. So like I hope the best for him, but it's at the same time as like now I'm like
you're better than me, because my ex, who was a piece of shit, I'm like, I hope you rot in hell. I wouldn't care if you died tomorrow.
No, I want I don't like,
and I mean that.
No, I want him to like actually get better and like be a better person and like live a good life, because like
that's good.
I don't think that everyone, I think everyone deserves to have a second chance. Like we were in college and whatever, I get it.
Yeah,
but because of it, it's like no, show me the facts.
Yeah, you have that guilty until proven innocent mentality.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing.
No. Yeah.
No, definitely not. Okay, moving on. Bro pretended to be deaf after I...
Wait, what did you say?
Bro pretended to be deaf after I was annoyed with him and said, let's play the quiet game. He wanted to win the game and got a handicap discount on our train tickets home. I was so mad. I made him go back and pay full price.
No, because that is just some like fucking...
He committed to the bit. And he committed to the bit. But I'm not even... I mean, I would be mad if I was in the moment, but hearing it, I'm like, he did it.
Yeah, but also like that type of shit would like, in the moment would piss me off to no fucking end. Like that would give me not necessarily the ick. It would just give me like a you're a bad person vibes.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I don't like you any. Like it's the same kind of energy as like the I didn't tip the waiter. I feel like it would give me that feeling where it's like I'm good after this. Like glad you got your discount. Like I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Like I mean, getting a discount isn't even what we needed here. It was like him just trying to prove his fucking point, and that's annoying.
Yeah, I fucking hate like that type of behavior from men, especially because they're like refuse to be wrong. So they'll like, pull their phone out and start Googling shit to like prove you wrong. I'm like, just take the L. It's not that deep. Like it's okay to be wrong from time to time, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like instead to be like, oh, we're playing the quiet game. I'm gonna pretend like I'm deaf because I'm tired of hearing you talk. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. Also, it's like the immaturity of like I just.
Oh
would-
my God, yeah.
I'd have to be done. Like I'm not
Mhm.
raising a little boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
Like-
giving like little kid.
Like you're my boyfriend. Like you're not a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this girl sent 3 different stories, but I'm gonna read the one that she said was her favorite of them all.
Okay.
So, my favorite of all, #trauma. I was with my ex of almost 2 years. Literally had bought the gifts. That's how close. Oh, like to their 2-year anniversary. Got you.
Oh.
I moved in with him, and 2 weeks later, he decided he didn't want a girlfriend anymore and didn't want the same things as me, marriage and kids eventually. Obviously, I was absolutely devastated because I saw a future with him. 6 months later, he got a girlfriend, and now, just over 2 years after the whole ordeal, she is pregnant and they're engaged. See, but that also just goes to like the whole like if he wanted to, he would.
Yeah.
If he like, I mean, it kind of happened to you. You did talk about this with like your ex-boyfriend, like don't worry about that girl or whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not ready. Like, I mean, I hate to be like maybe you just weren't the one,
No, you 100% weren't.
but like you just weren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we love you.
Well,
Thank you for listening to the show, but like you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
weren't the one for him. Like, and that's okay because you dodged a bullet. Like
Right,
you didn't want to
no.
have a kid with him anyway.
No.
Like let's be for real.
Well, and honestly, like, the thing about, like, the difference between, like, when guys are ready to pull the trigger and when girls are ready to pull the trigger is very different in terms of, like, settling down and whatnot. I think a lot of it, and we've talked about this before, is, like, guys... I think in general, men have a lot less to lose in a situation where it's, like, marriage and kids because traditionally the man really isn't the caretaker. He kind of just goes to work and like, so that's why I feel like all men want kids. I
Mhm.
feel like there's hardly ever a guy that you're gonna meet who's gonna be like, someday I
Well-
never want kids, because in their brains they've kind of been brought up to be like, kids are fun, they're these fun little things that you get to have. And
Well,
blah,
also
blah, blah.
I think for guys, they want like a little boy for sure to like carry on their name and like
oh, it's a
have that
very
legacy.
selfish
Yeah, like
thing.
it's like a very that's what I think it's more like that than it
Mhm.
is like the woman being the caretaker and like them just being like the fun parent and whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's like also for them it's like I want my name to carry on and like I want
But it's like, who are
to have a mini
yeah.
me.
And you are your legacy. You don't have one. Like, you work in finance.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
He works in finance.
Yeah. Like, but anyways, it's not that you weren't a great person and whatever. It's like, guys are just he probably was like, yeah, exactly 2 years away from being mature enough to like realize like he could handle a marriage and a kid. And it sounds like if she got pregnant before, like, not to be, stereotyping, but it sounds like they might just be getting engaged because they're pregnant.
Well, yeah.
So
Because also a lot of times a lot of men feel like they owe it to the woman if they have a kid. Like at a young age or like any
Mhm.
point in life, like a lot of men get married because they feel like they owe it to her.
Yeah.
So like
Or it's like the whole perception, because I feel like guys are really big on that. They're like, well, I want the rest of the world to think I have my shit together. So like, I'm going to get married because I knocked her up.
yeah, that's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I
That's
mean?
literally what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I was like, yeah, we must be whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. One time I went on a Tinder date.
Nothing good happens from that sentence.
Yeah, I mean, like I know some people who have had like good relationships off of it, but
I went
also
on
the lots
Tinder.
are very bad.
I went on Tinder like 2 whole times in my whole life, and it was the scariest thing I've ever done. And then I got banned because then I decided I was just gonna like catfish.
I only
men
ever
for
went
money.
on like one actual date from a dating website.
Oh, really?
One actual like dinner date, like real date. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Not like meet up and fuck, but like
Yeah.
actual
yeah.
date.
I've been on a couple, and none of them were really good.
Well, that's the thing is it wasn't great, and I was like, I don't really care to keep putting effort into this bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I just what it is. All right. So one time I went on a Tinder date. We met at a local sandwich shop. So messy to eat.
Where all
Let me just, like,
romances begin at the deli.
Hung it down. Yeah, hung it on like
Just a hot pastrami with like fucking.
the lettuce just like coming out as you take a
Oh my
bite.
god,
Sandwich juices flowing everywhere.
gross! Like, not a good first.
Also, the
date.
breath kicking afterwards.
Right? You got like sauerkraut on that shit.
Yeah, like not it. So messy to eat, but like he was the most awkward guy I've ever interacted with. I was not vibing, but didn't know how to politely leave. So we were walking around our college campus and he invited me back to his place. I said, sure.
Okay, women, we've got to stop doing this. If you feel uncomfortable, just go the fuck home. You don't need
plans.
Right, like especially if
Also,
you're like
college, I gotta study.
especially if you're like, I'm not vibing, I was trying to find an excuse to leave. Do you want to come over? Sure. No, you don't.
No, because you're gonna sit on the edge of his bed, super awkward.
Until he tries to fucking like
Make a
aggressively
move
finger you,
yeah.
and then you're gonna be like, ugh, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, you already didn't want to be there.
Just
so.
go home.
I said, sure. When we got there, we went into his room and he put on Seinfeld on his laptop.
God, this is so college. And then we had to crawl up to my double bed.
Yeah,
or to his double bed. It was a
We
bunk
were
bed.
just awkwardly sitting next to each other and watching Seinfeld, which isn't even funny to me. After
Oh, it's
one
such dude humor.
Yeah.
I don't find it funny
After
either.
one episode or two, he was trying to get close to me and put his arm around me. I was like, okay, peace, and never talked to him again.
Oh God. We've all been there though, like especially in college, like dating is so weird.
Oh, yeah.
And it's weird because it's like it almost feels like fake because you're still like a kid really. Like I feel like in college is like that time, especially like if you're living on campus like at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's so like Zoe 101 vibes. Like I still feel like we're children and we're like, come to my dorm room that I share with my friend, and like my bed is 10 feet up in the air because we put a desk underneath it and we got to crawl up there and it's so skinny.
And also like my roommate's sitting across the
yeah, and also there's no couch or anywhere else for us to sit. I have a bean bag.
And like my shit's everywhere because there's no
Right.
storage in this fucking
Yeah,
place.
and
So,
my roommate
like,
has at 8 a.m. So like if we have sex, like it has to be like really quiet and like
and the
it's-
squeaky bed is like
nothing is more like humbling and also like you're horny when you have sex in a dorm room with your roommate in there. Like that's when you're like, okay, this is the peak horniness in your
yeah,
life.
but I also feel like it's a good experience. Like everyone has to do it.
yeah, but
Like,
I'm just
it's
but
a
like
rite of passage of
as an
college.
adult,
I would never.
literally be
If
mortified.
I have to have quiet sex now, I don't want to have sex.
Or even just like not even that, it's like if I had to hear my friend like not in a room away, in the same room, like within like 6 feet of me, I would be like, nope, I love you, but I'm gonna go drive or take a lap. Like I can't.
I'm saying for you as like, yeah, but like
Yeah.
I'm saying as the person having sex, like if
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
if I knowingly have to be like quiet because
Yeah.
like you are there, like I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Well, one of the guys I dated in college, like we would go to his dorm and they had a bathroom inside the dorm, was like one of the newer ones, and like we would
Bougie.
just always have sex in the bathroom when his roommate was there, and his roommate was like mad about it.
Yeah.
That was what we would do because we were like, well, at least
It's better than us in the same room as you.
yeah, like at least you're not like trying to take a nap.
Yeah.
And we're
Right.
we thought we were being polite, but
Yeah.
definitely were not. Okay, dating horror story. Back in the freaking day, I was 17 or 18. I met a guy on Chat Roulette who lived about
Jesus
20 minutes away.
Christ.
That is like, God.
That's like asking to get catfished.
That's scarier though
That's
than
like-
going on Tinder. Or
No,
Hinge.
because that's like asking to like meet up with like a 50-year-old like pedo. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like
Oh,
Chat
yeah.
Roulette. That's like a throwback too.
Yeah, no, that's this.
What
that's
y'all know about Chat Roulette?
That's also like before like Tinder and all that
Yeah.
shit for sure. So like also like we didn't know all the things we know now.
Oh no, about like like the safety stuff.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
No.
So like good for you. He invited me over one night when his parents were gonna wait. He invited me over one night when his parents were gone. Oh, I said when his parents are gonna hook up, and I was like, why
Oh.
the fuck would he invite you over for that? When his parents were
He was
gone
a real
to hook up,
freak.
I was like, damn, Chat Roulette, whatever. The story is taking a turn.
Yeah.
He invited me over one night when his parents were gone to hook up. We just hung out for like an hour or two and made out. When he walked me out to my car, I noticed in the street lights his shirt was from middle school, and I left that night wondering if I just made out with an 8th grader. I'll never know and always wonder.
Girl, you should have kept that story to yourself.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my gosh, girlfriend.
No, because
She's now married, so she's like moved on in life. But
Yeah, but is he okay?
I mean, okay. 17 or 18 years old though. Like, no. I'm not trying to make her feel better or worse because it goes two different ways. 17 or 18, you still have like middle school shirts you could probably wear. I could still fit into my high school shirt.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
Also,
like,
boys are weird.
But
Like, with
exactly.
their like casual clothes, because I feel like they don't really like, especially back in the day, like the lounge wear like wasn't really a thing.
Well, also it was like your school T-shirt.
Right.
So like, I'm saying, I'm just throwing it out there.
Also, here's the thing: you would know,
Yeah.
especially like the difference between, not to get weird, but like the difference between the physique of an 8th grader and a 17-year-old is very different.
Very different. Well, some of them are like look still real scrawny, but I'm just saying, I feel
Yeah.
like you would know, like also based off like the conversation that you're having.
Also, they would have like facial hair growing. Like it just wouldn't be this. You would.
Yeah,
know.
I feel like you would know. And I'm just saying, based off the shirt, like, does he have a younger brother who was like in a school play or something, and
Yeah.
they like got a shirt to support?
Mm-hmm.
Could have been that as well.
Yeah.
You never know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but also you met on chat roulette, so now I'm kind of thinking it might have been an 8th grader.
right? I know. I wasn't gonna say that. Oh.
Should have kept that one in your own DMs. So. Don't tell anybody else that story.
Well, we just told the world. So.
Yeah, but at least she's anonymous.
That's true. It's probably like the two truths and a lie. She'd be writing that one down.
That's like-
'cause no one's ever gonna believe
Like
it.
her FBI agent right now is like, we got her.
We got her. We've been looking for her for years. Oh my God. Not exactly a dating horror story, but a horror story from when I was dating my now husband. My brother-in-law is a pharmacist, and I call him for any medical question. While I was in college.
I'm sure he loves that.
Yeah.
He's probably like, Jesus Christ, what? It's just a fucking headache.
No, that's what I call my sister, and she's like, suck it up.
Yeah.
Like you're or because she's my sister, you know, it's like
Yeah.
natural, like sister like relationship. She's like, you're dying.
Yeah.
You just lost brain cells.
Oh
and
no,
you can
that's
never get them back.
definitely cancer. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't freak out, but like for sure cancer.
Yeah.
That's how my sister is. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, 100%. While I was in college, I had a bowel movement and it had blood in it. I was freaking out and was talking to my roommate about it, who told me to just call my brother-in-law and ask him. I call my brother-in-law and say, oh my God, Brian, I just pooped and there was blood in it. What do I do? I don't know why I'm reading this, but there was a really long pause on the other end of the phone. He said, and I hear, this isn't Brian. I look at my phone and I called the guy who I was newly dating and told him that. I immediately hung up the phone and made some BS excuse as to why I did that. I have
Sorry,
never
that was a prank. That was like, I got dared to do
yeah,
that.
I never spoke. It was never spoke of again, but he absolutely didn't believe me, and now we're married and have a kid. Also, hemorrhoids are now the issue. That's funny.
That is funny. Have
That
you
is-
ever had a hemorrhoid?
Yeah, they're horrible.
That's not when your intestine comes out of your butt, right? That's a hernia. A hemorrhoid is
Yeah.
like just like a irritated butthole.
No, a hemorrhoid is, yeah, it has like a little growth on it that like grows out and it hurts so
What?
bad. Yeah.
I've never had that before.
No, you have to like put ointment on it. And they
What?
can be internal and they can be like on the edge of your butthole.
And then what is a hernia? That's when your lower intestine like comes out of your butt, right?
Hernia. A bulging of an organ or tissue. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
When it's coming out your butthole.
I dated a guy with IBS once and that happened to him often.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, and so now the IBS is a red flag for me in men. So if you have it, leave me the fuck
Oh
alone.
my gosh, the amount of people who are like, so I dated this guy for 2 years.
Okay,
So
let's
many,
just.
but I feel
I feel like
my
we
thing.
need to talk about this a bit
This is my
because
thing.
that is how you know, because that is when shit gets real.
Yes.
And that is why I firmly believe people who are like, we fell in love in first sight, we knew each other, were the one. okay, give it 2 years.
No, I have a 3-year rule for myself. So like, also, I feel like because I think like a year and a half to 2 years, you really start seeing a person. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
you
also,
really start it.
that honeymoon phase is over. All the little shit is annoying now.
I also don't believe in a whole like honeymoon phase is over, because I have a lot of like really good examples in my life of it like still being there. I think it's like a phase. I think you go through phases of it. So if it's a really good relationship, it'll always come back. Like, you're gonna go through rough patches, whatever. It's gonna come back. But if it's not a great relationship, shit's hit the fan. You see it all. Everything's real and raw at this point. Like, year and a half to 2 years, you
all
see
the
it all.
quirky stuff is now just annoying.
Exactly. And like, but at this point too, it's like, okay, now I'm not gonna let shit slide. Like, if we want to grow this relationship, we need to be like working on shit and like actively trying and like whatever, all shit. Anyway, so I feel like between year 2 and 3, that's when a lot of breakups fucking happen, because it's like, okay, I actually don't need to deal with this the rest of my life. Like, I actually don't need this.
100%.
So I think 3-year rule is a massive thing, and people should try to implement it in their life. Like,
especially when you're young. I feel like when you're older, you
can weed out the bullshit a little faster.
Well, and you all know who you are. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like the reason young relationships end after like like 18 months or 2 years is because like you've changed so much in that time to where it's like, okay, I'm not even the same person I was 17 months ago or whatever. So like, I don't like you anymore. Where it's like, I feel like if you start dating somebody in your 30s or like your 40s, you already know who the fuck you are. And like, you at least know exactly what you want out of the relationship going into it.
Oh, for sure.
So like, I feel like the 3-year rule, as like a 40-year-old, I could understand when people are like you've done life, you're a veteran of life at that point, so like you don't need to like wait that long for like, you know what I mean? Because like, I'll see like older people, especially people who are like on their second marriages, get married like quicker. But like, when I see young people
I really feel like second marriages are a whole different like ball game though, because I feel like
you really don't put up with shit at the beginning.
Yeah, but also like on the guy's end, like they aren't pressured or feel like the pressure of society to get married.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the whole reason that a lot of first marriages like don't work, is because it's like, well, my friends are doing it, everyone around is doing it, like I'm just
We've been
supposed
together
to.
for 6 years.
We've been together for this long, like we just have to do it. We have a kid together, like so many like whatevers.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like why a lot of first marriages don't work. It's like you don't actually fuck with each other.
Yeah.
You're just fucking each other. That's it. So then I think second marriage is like, okay, like I actually
nobody's
like
telling me to do this. Like,
no
I'm choosing.
Actually,
this.
everyone's telling me not to get married.
Yeah.
Again, and I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a whole different thing. But I think this is gonna be the last one we tell on this podcast, and then we're gonna transition over to our YouTube video that's gonna come out on Tuesday. So you guys should go over there. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, so that way you guys don't miss our episodes over there, because we do the video version of the podcast over on our YouTube channel that comes out every single Friday, and every Tuesday we put out different types of videos. This past week we actually brought back the guide, which is like an OG thing we used to do on our YouTube. So
it's like an advice column kind of thing.
Yeah, so definitely go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and then that way you guys aren't going to miss Tuesday's episode, because you'll get an alert. So this is our last one. Then we're going to transition over to our YouTube channel. So if you want to hear more, go over there. Not much of a horror story, but I went on a date with a guy, and the entire date he kept telling people we were on the first date, and it was so embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Have you actually seen the TikToks of people being like, I can tell that they're on their first date, like let me go over and like buy him a drink, and like let me go over and like try to help him out.
No, but on that same theme, why do people care so much about other people's fucking business? Like, in public is so weird. Like, I see that shit all the time on TikTok. Like, even just recording a stranger is so strange, like, to do. The only time I think I've ever recorded like a stranger in public is because I'm like afraid of for my life. So I'm like, I got to get this guy on camera. Or it's like somebody doing something absolutely insane. Like, I saw this guy driving on his bike one day, and his pants were at his ankles, so he was just butt naked, like, and his butt was in the air, and he was driving his bicycle with his pants around his ankles. And I was like, this is crazy. I gotta record this.
But like telling everyone that you're on a first date, I don't know, I feel like even just going out and being like, okay, but here's the thing. As a bartender, I hear so much shit. I don't ever need to hear about people's lives.
Yeah.
Like, so many, like, we just got engaged, we just got married, we just did da-da-da-da-da. Like, we're on vacation, we're from here. Like, the amount of
I
shit.
didn't ask, but thanks.
Yeah.
Do you want another VODSOD or are you going to close it for the
like,
night?
sometimes I do ask, like, if there's not a lot going on,
Yeah.
just to, like, make conversation
What
with people.
are you guys
but,
doing
like,
tonight? Like the stereotypical, like, you're cleaning a cup. You're like, so what brings you in
yeah.
to these parts of town?
Yeah,
tonight?"
I mean, like, there's sometimes where it's like how it is, because like you're also just like standing in front of them, because like that's where my well is, and it's like
It's so awkward.
have to say something.
No,
You're staring at
because-
me.
My fucking awkward ass, I would probably do one of these. I'd be like, standing there doing the shit, and I'd look up, make eye contact with them, and then just not do anything, and then just go back and just being so uncomfy. Because
I mean,
like,
sometimes that is happening because it's like
especially if I'm cracked out on Adderall, I'm like, no, I got to do my one thing.
no, but like I'd be hearing a lot of random shit, but like it is cute sometimes. Like I've actually had people come in and like they were like on a triple date. It was like 3 girls, 3 guys, like they were all friends, and they like came on a triple date, and like it was cute at first, and it got really fucking weird. I was like, oh my god, they're on a first date. Then after, the girls were like, oh my god, that was so terrible. Like first date, blah blah. We were talking about it, whatever. It was
Okay.
the whole thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Those are like funny stories, but like I don't know. I feel like if you have to tell everyone that you're going on a first date, it's not going well.
No. Well, I did. So one date I went on with somebody that I matched with on Hinge, like literally over a year ago. We went on a date and we went to this place, and the waiter like asked us something. They were like, they said something weird, like, "Oh, how'd you two meet?" Like blah blah blah, something like that, because they assumed like we were like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And we both at the exact same time go, "It's our first date." Like, because we were like, this is awkward. Like, because
Yeah.
it was within like 5 minutes of us like sitting down.
Yeah.
So we had not even introduced besides that quick like side hug, like, "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Emily. I'm blah, blah, blah. Okay,
Yeah.
let's sit down." And so that we announced it was our first date because we were like, okay, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Also, like, if I need it out, I need the waiter to know, like, this
Yeah.
is a stranger. I don't know this person.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, I definitely had like
But I've never been like, it's our first date.
one of my really good guy friends, like we would go get like lunches and dinners and stuff together all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and everyone would be like, "Oh, one check." I was like, "Nope, separate."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you're not." Oh,
Yeah.
and we're always like, "No, we're just friends." Like
Yeah, try having a brother that's like the exact same
Yeah,
age
that's-
as you.
horrible.
It's so uncomfy. And
But-
now we at least look more similar because I have the same hair color as him. But there was a long time where every time we'd go out, people would think we were dating. And it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and we're like not giving dating vibes at all.
No, and like literally like being on our phones, like just like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
body language totally, like I'm like leaning back on the booth, like with my leg up, and he's
But that
just
could be like they're like, "Wow, I want to be like them."
Yeah.
3 years in,
Yeah.
super comfortable, not giving a
they can
fuck.
really just be themselves
They're
around
like
each
broing
other.
out with each other.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want someone like that. And
Yeah.
then you're like, "That's my brother," and they're like, "That
we're literally we came from the same womb.
like, yeah, sorry, reverse."
Yeah.
But yeah, head over to our YouTube channel. We're gonna go finish the rest of these stories over there.
Yeah, so if your story didn't get mentioned and you're like, what the fuck, go listen to the YouTube. And if we didn't say it on the YouTube, it just wasn't funny enough.
I'm just clicking. Not even that.
I'm just kidding.
I'm literally just clicking around from like the first post we put out to
Yeah.
like the last one.
No, I'm just kidding.
Picking
I'm
out
just
random
kidding.
stories. So
Yeah, Kellen's driving the boat, so if it doesn't get mentioned, it's on her.
sorry if your crazy ass story didn't get mentioned, and if I go read it later and I'm like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
maybe we'll bring it back. Maybe I'll make a special appearance by myself
Yeah.
on the YouTube.
Who knows?
We'll figure it out. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to another episode of Society 97 and our annual dating horror story
Yeah.
episode.
Hope you guys had a fun Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
It's post Halloween now, but it's Halloween for us today, right now.
Exactly. So my name is Callum K. You can find me at Callum K on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
And my name is Emily. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Starnsy. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok as well. We're at Society 97 Pod on TikTok. We're also on Instagram at Society97.pod. I said that in the wrong order, but take it away.
And our YouTube channel, which we plugged for this episode, is Society 97. And you should go over there, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, because we love to listen or to hear from you guys over
Yep.
there. And we'll see you guys there on Tuesday for the rest of Dating Horror Stories. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.